Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to today's live session. I'm very excited for the amazing conversation we're going to have as we wrap up this week, where we've been talking a lot about creating breakthroughs, about bouncing back from failures, about dealing with situations in life when you feel lost. And so that is why today I wanted to make sure that we're ending this week on a high, on a cohesive note, on a proper strategy that you can use anytime, any place, if you may be stuck in your life. Because it's not just once or twice that these experiences happen, it can happen many times over and over again. It happens to me as well, it happens to the people I admire, it happens to everybody that you know. So, don't you think it's an important thing to have the skill of building something strong, to have the skill of building again, and that whenever we feel stuck, whenever life feels like it's not moving, can we do some things to jolt up and to create a new change, to create a new order for ourselves, our future, and the life that we are creating? Of course, we can. And that's why the title of this video is If You're Feeling Stuck, Watch This. Because now we are creating real magic, we are creating real power, and we are doing it with a really simple mindset shift and a really powerful strategy, which I've found has worked incredibly well with any and every person that I've coached. And for that, I want to introduce you to a fundamental idea that was shared by George Bernard Shaw, who's one of the most incredible thinkers, writers, philosophers, someone who has really made an impact in the way we perceive our world. He was an 18th century writer and has something beautiful that he wrote. I've made sure to note it in my notepad so I don't misquote him and I don't pronounce it in the wrong way. So, his exact quote that I want you to pay very important attention to goes like this: People are always blaming their circumstances for what they are. I don't believe in circumstances. The people who get on in this world are the people who get up and look for the circumstances they want, and if they can't find them, make them. I'm going to repeat the whole statement again. It's pretty long, but it's very powerful. People are always blaming their circumstances for what they are. I don't believe in circumstances. The people who get on in this world are the people who get up and look for the circumstances they want. And if they can't find them, make them. This attitude is what helps you get unstuck in your life. Simple as that. Because a lot of times we spend so many hours, days, and time complaining and blaming about how things have gone wrong for us. And while it's true, while I understand exactly where that's coming from, my question is that blaming and complaining really shifting your stuckness? Yes, it's making you feel good, it's giving you validation, it's making you feel like you are not responsible, but is your life and your situation changing? Not really. And that is why it's so important to understand this distinction, that the people who blame their circumstances for what they are the ones who will continue to remain stuck. So if you are feeling stuck at any point in your life right now, let's apply the first litmus test of this wonderful quotation that we have from George Bernard Shaw, and that is: are you blaming your circumstances, and are you complaining about your circumstances rather than accepting responsibility for them? Because, see, here's the thing: if you can't accept responsibility, you can't accept success. If you can't accept responsibility, you can't accept success, because success always comes with responsibility. You can never work around it. If you're going to do more, you're going to be responsible for more. If you want to make 8,000 crores, you're going to be responsible for hundreds of thousands of lives as a direct impact from the business that you are doing. But if you just want to make a few bucks here and there, you can have not so big of an impact, not so big of a responsibility, but again, not so big of a success either. If you're going on the Olympic stage and if you're going there to represent your nation, what you're carrying is not just the opportunity, what you're carrying is also the responsibility of making millions of people proud. We have a trouble making our parents proud. We have a trouble making our partners feel proud of us. Forget that. We have a trouble feeling proud of ourselves. And yet we see dreams and we see these ideas that, okay, I want to be someone who's at the Olympics. How's that going to happen? Or I want to be someone who's making this big company. How's that going to happen? If you are not willing to accept even basic responsibility, because every success that you want in your life is going to come with pressure. And probably half the reason you are stuck is not because you don't know what to do, it's because you want to avoid the pressure. Simple as that. Now, if you can embrace the pressure, if you can fall in love with the pressure, if you can allow yourself to grow with the pressure rather than falling down with the pressure, that's when you pass the first filter from the statement that people often blame their circumstances for what they are. But you don't believe in circumstances because circumstances have no control over you. And when you believe that, when you stop blaming, when you stop complaining, and when you truly step into your power, half the things get unstuck like this. Because nothing was blocking you except your own nature of complaining and blaming and being stuck. So, the first filter is clear now. And if that was the answer you needed, well, I hope it was helpful. I hope it gave you that full clarity that, you know what, I'm just complaining and blaming. If I can stop that, I know what to do. It's going to be hard. It's going to be messy. I'm not going to like it. But if I have to do it, I am going to do it. There's no workaround around it. So if that was your answer, great. But if that was not, now I want you to continue sticking with me. And even if that was your answer, still stick around. I'd really appreciate it. Plus, you know what to do in the future. Okay. So let's say you're ready to accept responsibility, but you still feel stuck. You still feel like life's moving nowhere. I'm drifting through the wind. Well, that's where comes the second important thing, because a lot of us will try our best to find the perfect circumstances. We'll try our best to find the perfect environment, to find the perfect people, to find the perfect company, the perfect this, the perfect that. The list just never ends. But if you really look at it, George Bernard Shaw's statement does not end at these people look for the circumstances they want. But if they can't find them, they make them. This is where the statement ends. And if you've been struggling with that, if you've been feeling like you're willing, you're taking responsibility, you really want the change to happen, but you're just not able to make the change happen, then it's probably because your immediate environment may not have the answer. But that's okay, because you are the creator and you can create anything you want. That's the thing you need to have belief in if you want to get unstuck. And I'll give you a very simple way to think about it, a very simple idea or a belief to have in your mind, and that is, I am the creator of my experience. My experience is not the creator of me. I'll repeat that again. I am the creator of my experience. My experience is not the creator of me. Anytime we are feeling stuck in life, we are definitely believing my experience is creating me. But for a second, let's imagine you're able to step back into your power, okay? You're able to step back into being the highest version of yourself. Well, there then, are you still going to feel stuck? Are you still going to feel like, I don't know, I'm not so sure. Maybe it will happen, maybe it won't. Oh, you're going to be committed. You're going to be driven. You're going to know exactly what to do and how to make it happen. You're going to be the second person. But for that, you need to know and believe and have this ability that I can create the circumstances that I want in my life. If you don't believe that, you're going to be someone who continues to be stuck. But when you believe it, it comes with a good side and a bit of a bad side. And I'm going to introduce you to both so you can make your decision. The good side of believing that you are the creator of your experience rather than your experience creating you is that you are ultimately limitless. And the bad side is you are ultimately limitless. Yeah, it can be good and bad both. It can be good in the sense that you can finally do everything you want. It can be bad in the sense that every single one of your excuses is now no longer valid and you have no idea. But people really love their excuses. Like, a lot of times when I'm coaching couples, when I'm coaching people on their relationships, I often sense this and I find myself thinking to this, and I often laugh at this. I don't know if it's a funny joke or not, but I just laugh at it in my mind, thinking, Most people are way more in love with their excuses than they are with their partners. If it was the other way around, half these problems wouldn't even exist. But yet here we are. So, if you want to avoid further troubles, can we stop falling in love with our own excuses? Can we stop falling in love with our justifications for why we are limited? And if you truly believe the second option, that you are the creator of your circumstance, that you are the creator of your life, and you fully imbibe what George Bernard Shaw had penned down many, many centuries ago, then you unlock the power to change any circumstance into victory. And that power comes with responsibility. That power comes with freedom. That power also comes with this reality that you cannot complain or blame anymore. But all I'm saying is, look at the trade off. Are you ready and are you willing to trade away your short term comfort and your short term validation and your short term importance for the long term growth that's going to make life fulfilling? Because we are now living in a world where problems related to mindset, where problems related to our thinking, where social anxiety and other such things are at a much higher level, which logically shouldn't be the case because we are more connected than ever. We have more technology than ever. We have more abundance than ever. We have more things to consume than ever. And that's exactly the problem. We're consuming too much. That's why we feel numb. That's why we feel very overwhelmed, because we are not being the creator of our circumstances. Now, rather than even people, algorithms have become the creator of our circumstances, which is why it's even more important to learn how to master your emotions, to learn how to master your thoughts, to learn how to master your feelings, and to create magic everywhere you go. The very first step to that is imbibing this fundamental truth that George Bernard Shaw has shared with us and helped us understand. So, how do you implement this in your life? Simple. There's a very quick action step. Anytime you feel stuck, anytime. Question number one: am I blaming or complaining? If it's either of the two, stop that right away. I know it sounds harsh. I know it sounds like, but I want to have a little cry. I want to vent out a little. Please do that. Go ahead, do it. But don't vent out for 3 months. Don't vent out for a year. Don't vent out to the same people about the same things 10 different times. Once is okay. Twice also okay. Twice is also okay. But 3 months, 6 months, 7 months, years of staying stuck in the same patterns doesn't make sense. Then that's just complaining and blaming, and you gotta pull yourself out of it. You gotta say to yourself, this is not acceptable. And I'm gonna grow and I'm gonna succeed and I'm gonna continue to do better. And when you make that choice, you come to either one stage is your problem solved, you know what to do, you start taking action on it. But the second thing is, you still don't know what you to do, you still feel lost because the circumstance that you want does not exist. Well, create it. If the job does not exist, find another way. If the business idea is not working, have the courage and the guts to pivot to something better. But don't give up on it too early. If the relationship that you're in seems to be a never ending cycle of toxicity, leave. I know a lot of times people think, how can I do that? But choosing to stay stuck is also a choice. And I know it involves a lot of things, and I know there are a lot of factors. So consider them. But don't ever make the mistake of saying to yourself, I don't have the choice to leave, or I don't have the freedom to leave. Yes, you do. You just have to weigh the costs and the benefits. But that's what you can do when you're ready to accept the lens of growth rather than the lens of being stuck, rather than the lens of letting your circumstances define you and dictate you. See, bouncing back from failure, dealing with challenges, getting through setbacks, all of this is a natural part of life. But in that natural part, some people either stay in that and make it their life, or some people use it as a learning point, some people use it as something to build from and completely change. Those who believe and those who embody what George Bernard Shaw has shared are the people who get unstuck, who make things happen, and who achieve big. And this is your crash course in getting back up, in getting unstuck, in getting to growth again. Stop complaining and blaming. Find and create the circumstances, no matter how hard or difficult it is. and you will see the magic that happens when your energy aligns to the success you want to create and the life you want to live. I hope you implement this over the weekend. Whatever problem you may be struggling with, you really think about it. Are you just complaining or blaming? If yes, change that and you're free. And even after that, whatever you need to do, figure that out and have the courage to take that action. Don't ever say, don't have a choice. Don't ever say I can't do this, because remember, you are the creator of your experience. Your experience is not the creator of you. Thank you so much for being here. I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you once again on Monday for the next live session that is at the exact same time, 8:30 p.m. IST. Bye. See you soon.